You ready?
I got something to play here.
I see the red light. That means it's up. We good?
Yep.
Welcome to Conversations with Malik podcast, coming to you from Long Island, New York.
That's right.
I'm glad to have you. Thank you all who are listening and watching this show. This podcast is about the stories of transformation of regular people during the basic struggle and pain of life. Everyone has a testimony. We all have survived the darkness. Now let's talk about how we got to the light so we can help our brothers and sisters who still haven't overcome their demons. But guess what?
Talk to me, my brother.
We all have devils on different levels. So through conversations, we use the tools and insight to light the path for hope. Let's have a chat and stop running from our issues. If we live through it, talking about it probably won't kill us. That's what we're doing. Talking, crying, looking inward so we can grow outward is the theme of the show.
That's right.
The caterpillar transforming into the butterfly is the goal and purpose of this podcast. When you talk about you, I learn about me. Iron sharp as iron, steel sharp as steel. So we can cut through the fog of despair to the hope of today. I'm sorry, Jerry Jones. That's my part. I'm just reading it off, man. Iron sharp as iron.
Steel sharp as steel.
So we can cut through the fog of despair to the hope of today. What threw me off is I hear some noise out there and I'm wondering, what the hell are they doing?
He killing himself.
You know, come on, right? And so listen, man, we're here. Please don't forget to follow us at convoswithmalik.com.
That's right.
Convoswithmalik.com.
Instagram.
Malik. We're live on YouTube right now. Thank you for everybody who has subscribed. Please continue to subscribe.
Like us, share us, love us.
Hit the bell, tap the bell, okay, so that you can get alerts, right? And listen, man, this show is about inspiration. We told you what the show is about.
That's right.
Right? We just mentioned it. If you're a podcaster, we're on podcast, Apple iTunes. You can go on Apple iTunes.
Stitcher, Podbean.
We're there.
YouTube. We got the website. Y'all can also go on the website as well.
Yeah, we got great stuff on the website. Listen, you know, today we're getting right into it, man. You know, and
drama, son. Drama.
First of all, the word of the day is drama. That has to be the word of the day after all that's going on this week.
That's deep.
This week is off the hook. And listen, this show, we're about positivity, but you know what? There's real life stuff going on.
Definitely real life stuff.
There's real life stuff going on.
Yeah.
And this week, we got so much going on. Now, listen.
And the news channels are buzzing, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they're happy because they got to be able to spit a lot of that stuff out.
They got to be able to spit this stuff. And there's so much, the news channels is they're about to short circuit.
Yeah.
Because everywhere you look, there's something going on.
Crazy.
This is off the chain right now.
Crazy.
And so, when the thing first happened with Jussie Smollett, right?
Jussie.
Messi. Should we call him Messi? Remember back in the days they used to say Messi, Jussie Jackson?
Yo.
So is he Messi Jussie?
He's a mess right now. He's definitely a mess. Messy Jussie.
Yo, I'm gonna need you to give them I'm gonna need you to give them a message for me. just give them a message.
Let them know we podcast
from Papa Smurf. Okay, that it's kind of ridiculous. We're YouTube live right now. This is kind of ridiculous.
We podcasting. We don't want to hear nobody's voice.
Yeah. And this is real life stuff, man. We in the garage in my house, but listen, Messy Jussie,
man.
Yo, man. All right. So when the thing first dropped, he said that he was attacked. He was walking 2 in the
morning.
First of all, in Chicago, it's cold as fucking Antarctica.
I actually believed them too because Chicago get crazy.
Yeah, but when that happened, it was during the ice age.
Yeah, it was mad cold.
So what are you doing out 2 in the morning? People were dying in Chicago. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, okay, they said this is MAGA country, and they threw a chemical on him. Now, my only thing with the chemical was, okay, did your skin melt off of you?
What did that shit do?
Because
he shouldn't have said the chemical. He should have said something.
If he was lying. But this is before we get to the lie, though, Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Right now we're talking about the part where people are just like, oh wow, that's messed up. What happened to him? So then it's like when they said the chemical, I thought when I I was gonna hear about him like coming out of the hospital with like some type of rash
or
burn.
Like his skin is starting peeling or something like that.
Nothing happened to him. So then police are police.
He actually called the police on his own.
He called the police and he reported what happened. But see, police are very cerebral people when they're investigating.
Yeah.
And they regularize they're crazy as hell. But, not all of them.
Not all of them.
But, so they're very cerebral. So when you're making a complaint, they're listening like,
And they're writing on their notepad.
And they're just taking information.
Yeah, they're taking information, yeah. And some of them do the investigation in their minds, too, before they even look at the cameras. Because I can't understand, like, if he's going to orchestrate this whole thing, didn't even put any thought to it that there's cameras everywhere.
There's cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
And come to find out, the two individuals, the African Balabuke brothers.
Yeah.
That's not their name, but I'm just, Shout out, I'm from Africa, Black Pride, I love my Africans.
Yeah.
Okay? Come to find out, now it's like, hold on a second. Because now these guys don't want to get in trouble. And they track them down.
Mm-hmm.
They find out that they're his trainer. Oh, and they had a flight to leave that day to go to Africa.
Yeah.
And guess where the cops caught him? At the airport. Cops caught him at the airport. Damn. These police is no joke, man. They caught him at the airport like, no.
So they was making the attempt
before you leave, just hold on a second. We got some questions.
Talk to you real quick.
And then they're like, so imagine you're about to board a plane and he didn't give them a lot of money. So let's read it. So one day after Jussie Smollett was arrested on multiple felony charges over last month's racist and homophobic attack in Chicago, the producers of Empire have cut the actor for the rest of the show's 5th season.
Damn. See? I got the video.
You got the video? Play the video.
Trying to play it, but malfunction. Damn.
So listen, Jussie has been an important member of the Empire family for the past 5 years, and we care about him deeply, while producers added. While these allegations are very disturbing, we are placing our trust in the legal system as the process plays out. We are also aware of the effects of this process on the cast and crew members who work on our show. To further avoid disruption on the set, we have decided to remove the role of Jamal for the final 2 episodes of the season.
This is it right here.
Denies allegations he staged a hate crime to boost his career and salary, we're told by the police superintendent there. The executive producers released this statement saying, quote, "We are placing our trust in the legal system as the process plays out. We are also aware of the effects of this process on the cast and crew members who work on our show. And to avoid further disruption on set, we have
You just played the same thing I just said.
You know what's crazy too? You know what's crazy? You know we talked about this too. When you reach a certain status and stuff like this happen, it becomes a domino effect with everybody that's involved in your career.
And in his career, he makes $100,000 an episode.
Damn.
That wasn't enough money, boy.
What was the reason for all of this? To really boost his career?
Listen, I don't know, but prosecutors in court Thursday read a lengthy series of text messages between Smollett and the brothers Olabenjo and Obimbola.
Two African guys.
A Sundario.
Yeah.
Right. A Sundaro. So that painted a picture of a clearly pre-planned attack. The text included preparing money to buy supplies, buying drugs, setting up meetings, and ensuring that MAGA hats and chants were part of the assault. Damn, Jussie. Jussie.
Damn.
Jussie, you messed up, man. You messed up. You messed up. Yo, if you can't just turn that heat off. You messed up, man.
Damn.
You're caught. Now,
and he's still trying to deny. He's still trying to deny it.
Well, he got to deny it now till the cows come home. But you know what? He might have just destroyed his whole
entire career.
Everything. Now, I wonder, they was his trainers. I got a strange feeling he had sex with them.
Probably so.
I think they did it. Because where you get a bond like that to do something like that?
And yo, they must feel fucked up, son. Both of them. Because they didn't realize this thing was gonna go this far.
Who you think feels messed up? Who you think feels messed up?
Right now, at this point?
No, you said both of them. Who's both of them? The brothers?
The brothers.
You think they feel messed up? Why?
They didn't realize that. They didn't realize that this was gonna probably go this far.
They didn't realize they was gonna get caught with all those cameras.
Yeah. Son, they seen y'all everywhere. They seen y'all picking up the stuff.
Yes.
The stores, everything. Like what?
Everything.
These cameras, they showed them buying the mask.
Yeah. They thought this shit was gonna go crazy.
Well, I was dying.
This ain't Africa. There's cameras. No, well, there's cameras in Africa.
No, I'm sorry. This camera.
But there's cameras here.
Everywhere. Every corner store. You know, people have cameras on
outside
the buildings.
No, I got
traffic
business.
lights. Cameras everywhere.
I got businesses. You know how many times they come in my business?
Sometimes you really don't.
I'm so used to them coming. I'm just like, oh, okay. Yo, they showed me stuff. How to use the, oh yeah, Malik did this term that you can use things like this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know I could do. I figured out so much stuff.
Yeah. The world is full of cameras everywhere. You know, and people go straight. You know, the authorities go straight to the cameras nowadays. You know, when they doing investigations, it could be anything. An accident that happened on the street, it could be anything.
Anything.
Crazy.
Damn, Jussie. And you know what? You making it bad for.
Yeah.
Yo, Patrick, shut up!
Yeah.
You making it bad for, and that's gonna be on the podcast. This is gonna be a real podcast.
You talking about? You gonna say that he's making it bad for?
You making it bad for gay people who have legitimate riffs of being assaulted. You played the race card and you played the gay card.
Yeah. Somebody was saying that, you know, he made it bad for, you know, the cast of Empire. I mean, I really don't think that. Because I don't believe they don't have anything to do with that.
Well,
this is his life.
He kind of made it bad for them in the sense of, now how do you do the show? There's only 2 episodes left. You're wrapping up the season. It's not like he's not brought back the next season.
Right.
There's ways to write people off temporarily. Oh, he went away to London. He doesn't want to talk to anybody right now. You know, you bring people in, but he did make it bad for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because now when they go back from the scripts that they have prepared, they got to go back again and redo it.
Yeah, he made it bad for them. He's a main part. He's not the cleaning guy that mops the floors. He's Jamal. He's one of the brothers. Yes, he made it bad.
Man, awkward.
How do you know, the whole thing surrounding the whole thing? There's no way. I don't watch Empire. To me, it was a little too over the top with just some of the stuff. I
never was into Empire.
I just think the whole script just got drawn out. And we're going to move on from this, but, yo, you did make it tough because you're a main character.
In that case, I do agree. I think what they was talking about is they felt like some of the cast kind of, there was some comments that stated that the cast knew that he was going through some type of depression or something like that. You know, they kind of feel as if, you know, the cast, they made it bad. You know, they knew something about what he was going through. You know, according to some of the comments I was reading. But in terms of what you said, he definitely made it
Well,
bad.
what is do something about what he's going through? What was he going through? He's depressed. Okay, so you depressed. You going through being depressed. Okay. All of us go through stuff.
Yeah.
We go through stuff in life. Like that ain't my responsibility. Yeah. You know, get help, man. You on TV. You got access to everything.
Fans too.
You know, I mean, there ain't no excuse to lie like this.
Nah, and this is the climate where everybody's talking about mental health and stuff like that too. So it's easy.
Yeah.
It's super easy.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Yeah.
No excuse, man.
Messy
Go get
Jussie,
some
man.
type of help, man. Messy Jussie.
What's up with R. Kelly, man? R. Kelly was charged Friday with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse on Friday morning in Cook County, Illinois.
Good.
The Chicago Sun-Times confirmed that the charges and reported that the prosecutors sought out an arrest warrant on Friday afternoon. The R&B superstar has faced nearly 2 decades of accusations of sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And last Thursday, Cook County prosecutors reportedly received a 45-minute videotape that is said to show Kelly performing multiple sex acts with underage girls.
And the tape leaves no question as to whether R. Kelly is guilty of multiple sexual illegal acts against a 14-year-old girl. Sources say, you piece of...
I mean, you think it's not gonna fly this time?
Piece of... Yo, man, let me tell you something.
That shit ain't flying this time.
Now, we all guys, we all look at women, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And some of these girls are a little more developed than others. There's times that when I'm driving and I'm riding, and let's just say if I'm like around the corner from junior high.
Yeah.
I didn't get to the junior high yet. But I'm driving, I go to turn, and you see the figure of the girl walking. You're like, oh, damn. Right? You know, because we look.
Yeah. That's the first reaction.
But then when you look, and it looks the same age as my daughter or your niece, then you're just like, damn. I mean, you just turn right off. I mean, we all look at butts.
Yeah.
It's just natural. Mm-hmm. You know, you just, oh, wow. You know, and then, but when you look, and you look, you're like, you're just not into it. It clicks right off.
It snaps into your mind automatically after you look. You know, you feel like you're a filthy animal at that first glance.
Oh, well then,
you know
I know.
At that first glance, you feel, because they, you know, these young girls, they very developed. You can't really even tell whether they, you know, adults,
18,
19, you know, they very developed.
Mm-hmm.
So at your first glance, you're like, damn. But, you know, you start thinking, damn, shit. You know, she's pacing through like maybe a junior high school. This got to be somebody, you know, somebody young.
Mm-hmm.
So you snap right out of it.
Right
at that point.
Mm-hmm.
This guy doesn't.
But this guy,
he goes, oh no.
Target.
So one time, this is when I had the charger. I was coming from talking to you.
On Springfield somewhere?
On Springfield. I'm sitting in the car by the Dunkin' Donuts. So I don't know if they went to the junior high or if they was in high school, because Springfield and Merritt, kids of all ages.
Kids of all ages pass right there, yeah.
So the girls are walking. I remember this. I remember telling my wife. So girls is walking. And I remember this girl that she was standing there. I guess she was waiting for them to come out of the Dunkin' Donuts. And she, you know, she looked a couple times. I was doing some stuff sitting there. She looked, making a couple calls, whatever. She looked a couple times, and you know, once I kind of really got I just looked at her.
Mm-hmm.
So they go walking off, and then somebody comes back. My window was kind of down. It was a nice day. And guess what the line the girl comes back hits me with? My friend likes you. Yo,
hey, bad boy.
First of all, I hadn't heard my friend likes you in like 25 years, son. My friend likes you. Yo, she goes, my friend likes you. Yo. And I said, your friend? Who? She said, the one with the that was just standing right here.
Yo, I haven't heard that line for so long. Oh, my friend want to go with you.
Yo, I want to go with you. On a note, you wanna date me? Yes.
Yeah,
no, maybe. So,
yo, that's crazy.
No, who? So I look in the rearview mirror.
That's how you know she's young.
And I said, tell her to come in. She came over.
You said that?
I said, tell her to come in. So she came walking. She came over walking. And I forgot how, I think she said 16 or 17 or something. I said, how old are you? And I think she said 16, 17. And I said, do you know how old I am? And she said, no. And I said, well, I'm too old for you. Damn. I said, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to promise me something. Promise me that you're going to just date guys your age. She said, but I don't like guys my age. They like to play games. And I said, you know what? I understand. They do. I said, because y'all are more mature than us.
Exactly.
At that age. And your dog. Dog. And everything that was radiating off of her was sex.
The way she was dressed,
everything. I think I
it was a warm day.
Could have been like, yo, get in. Like that.
Yo, let me tell you something. They're so bold.
I could have been like, yo. And yo, check this out. And then I said to her, I said, seriously, but there's guys my age that will take this encounter and your life will change forever.
Yeah.
You'll never be the same. So even though I get what you're saying, but right now, just settle for the guys.
Your age.
Your age. Because there's guys my age that will do some things to you that you will never be the same. I said, look at me. You hear me? She said, yeah. And I could just tell that.
She don't give a fuck what you
But you know what's funny? She probably already, like some dudes from around her block or whatever, she probably already, because that's why she.
Let me tell you what she said after you told her that. After you gave her that pep talk.
She's probably been broken in already.
After you gave her that pep talk, she went to her friend. You know what she said?
What?
She was like, yo, this motherfucker just done turned me off.
She probably said lame ass nigga. What they say? What the kids say nowadays? She probably, She was like, right, gay.
I don't know why you went to him talking about I like him. That nigga just done turned me off.
She probably said he gay. Pussy ass nigga. You know, she probably went off. But R. Kelly don't do that.
Yo, son.
Kells, you know what I'm saying? And
Kells go in.
Kells be like, I don't see nothing wrong
with a little bumpy ride. I don't see nothing wrong.
Kells go in, baby.
And so you listen, the newly unearthed footage will last 42 minutes and 45 seconds. Is clear and explicit. So, you remember that studio in Chicago?
Yeah.
Went there. They go inside. They gave them a time limit. They said, this isn't a residence, so you can't be in here 24 hours. It's a studio. So you can only be in here from a certain amount of time. That's law. You can't live in the studio.
Oh wow.
It's a business. That's like if I try to live at my business, now you've turned it into a residence. Now that changes the game. You gotta open and close. All businesses, you have to open and close unless it's a hotel. And the owners can't live there. The owners can't live in one of the hotel rooms, even if you own a hotel.
By law.
By law.
Yeah.
It's a business.
Yeah.
You start living there, now it changes the parameters.
I mean, people do it, but
you're not supposed to.
Right.
But now the heat's on him, and if you get caught, let me tell you something. If they got to do repairs at your business and they come in and they see beds and stuff there, what do you think the buildings department is coming there for? The buildings department come to my buildings all the time. Yeah, let me go downstairs.
They make sure, just to make sure everything is in compliance.
But not only that, they making sure nobody's living there, Jeff. They're looking for signs to see if somebody's living there.
Because if they see beds,
if you renting it out to people for other purposes, trying to make money outside of them.
Yeah.
So they went there, and guess what? The place was set up, living arrangement. There was beds, living rooms, all that set up. They like, nah, this gotta go. So R. Kelly and them can't. You know what they did? They said, okay, we're not gonna use this studio no more. Because they like, you gotta open and close it. He can't keep girls hostage if they gotta open and close it. He lost the mansion in Atlanta. He's losing stuff.
He's losing things. Like, he started losing things in pieces. Like, that documentary right there definitely opened up doors for a lot of stuff right here. You know? And we just need to just try to see how it plays out from that point on.
How it plays out.
Because I'll tell you one thing, he's not coming off of this situation right here.
The indictment accuses Kelly of sexual acts with 3 children. And I'm glad they described it like that. Because when you're underage, Wendell,
yeah, no doubt,
you're a child.
God. Even hearing you say that just disgusts me. Like, children in that situation. That's disgusting, bro.
The indictment accuses Kelly of sexual acts with 3 children, older than 13 but younger than 17. There is no age range listed for one of the alleged victims. The charges say R. Kelly used force or the threat of force. Listen, brother. Listen, Pied Piper. You take people from their homes, you take people from their families, and never let them see them again. And this is all a part of your corrupted psychosis that, you know, the 7 deadly sins, lust is a progressive illness. It's something that you, like when you take drugs, you get an immunity to the drugs. So then you go from smoking weed to sniffing coke,
to shoot needles,
to sniffing heroin,
and needles.
Then sniffing don't. So then you shoot it.
Yeah, it's different.
So now you need more. Now you need to take pills with the heroin. Now you're drinking. So then you wind up living on 42nd Street because now you've kept you're poor. You're out there. That's how you become an addict. And it's the same thing with gambling. It's the same thing with lust.
Yeah.
That's why he had that girl, Dominique, now dressing up as a boy because he needed something else to stimulate.
He needed something new. Oh, that's crazy.
He manipulated all their minds. And that's sick, man. Now they're adults. It's just sick.
Man, at this point they're broken, bro.
Sad, man. You know, and listen, I hope that these charges stick. He needs to. And you know what? And big up to the Chicago Police Department.
Yeah.
You know what? The Chicago Police Department gets a lot of flack.
Mm-hmm.
All of the homicides in Chicago. It's not their fault. I watched the documentary on El Chapo. El Chapo and the Sinaloa cartel floods Chicago with drugs. Floods Chicago with drugs and guns. It's bigger than black people being savages. You know what they like to, we're ignorant, poverty. It's bigger than that. Chicago's being flooded. The Sinaloa. I watched that El Chapo special, man. Made billions off of Chicago. Billions. Just Chicago alone. And the Chicago Police Department, which the head of the Chicago Police Department is a brother, man.
Yeah.
And I like what he said. And I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna play with the head of the Chicago police department, the press conference that he gave. You can pull it up. Pull it up. The head of Chicago Police Department. He came on, man, and he said, first I would like to say, not in regards to R. Kelly, in regards to Jussie Smollett. See, at first I would like to say that I'm a black man. And he
started that.
He got his white, well, he's the top. So, he got his white associates around him who are under him. He started it out. I would first like to say that I'm a black man from the community. Period. And then he went on to talk about how, man, even in the Jussie Smollett thing, man, they looked at this with even eyes, man. And you know what? Man, just because you come to me and say, it was a Trump supporter and a MAGA and get out of our country and make America great again, that don't mean that I'm going after white people. Yeah. I'll go after you.
Yeah.
Because I'm about righteousness. I'm about what's right. We're not like them, where they would have just arrested anybody just for the sake of. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Right. They try to play that too in the beginning, saying that he was lying, but they was trying to put it off on the Chi-Town Police Department, saying, they just throwing it under the rug. They're gonna make it seem like he lying, whatever.
Right,
man.
He did a good job, and they get a bad rap. Chicago Police Department, they get a bad rap, and some of it might be, they've shot some innocent people, and some of it might be unwarranted. But let me tell you, they had a good week. They did the R. Kelly. They was after R. Kelly. They kept it quiet.
Yeah.
We was wondering, what's going on, man? Documentary pop, son. Right. Go grab. They said, no. Let's do our homework. They did their homework, and now they got him. They did their thing with the Jussie Smollett thing. Big ups to them, man.
Yeah.
I give credit where credit is due.
That's a fact.
And that brother, he's gonna wind up becoming something, man. That brother's doing his job. He's doing a hell of a job. Doing a hell of a job.
Messy Jussie, man.
Messy. Real messy. Was you able to pull it up?
I was trying to pull it up, but he's talking amongst, the news. He's not really.
That's what it. Yeah, that's what it was. Maybe you could just bring up his press conference on Chicago Police Department press conference.
I want to definitely hear.
And in the meantime, man, so Bob Kraft arrested. Patriots owner Bob Kraft charged with soliciting prostitutes. New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft, one of the most powerful men in American football, was charged today with 2 counts of soliciting prostitution in connection to a recent law enforcement bust on massage.
Yo, that's crazy.
Happy ending.
Happy ending.
That's crazy.
We're going to get into prostitution. According to law enforcement, were used for prostitution and human trafficking. Now, if they doing human trafficking, that's wrong.
That's dead wrong.
We shouldn't support that because that means people are suffering.
Right.
To make other people money.
Wrong
is wrong. Now, the news comes a few weeks after the Patriots won their 6th Super Bowl and days after Kraft appeared at the All-Star game. In a press conference Friday morning, Jupiter Police Chief Daniel Kerr said Kraft was charged with 2 counts of soliciting prostitution, that a warrant for his arrest is with the state's attorney's office and will be sent to Kraft's home in Massachusetts. Kerr said there is video evidence of Kraft involved in sex acts in a massage parlor on 2 occasions. 25 people total were charged with soliciting prostitution at the Orchids of Asia Spa in Jupiter. Happy in Orchids of Asia, those are Asians. Happy ending. Happy ending. Happy Foki Soki. Happy Foki Soki. Like your long time.
That video alone that they have, I think it's over for him.
But answering the questions about the fees at Orchids of Asia, Jupiter police detectives Andrew Sharp, the lead detective on the case, said the fee for 30 minutes was $59 or $79 for an hour. Damn. He did not specify the craft paid. He said craft was driven to the spa. So craft people, we categorically deny. Why do all of these spokespeople for these companies, we categorically, what the hell does categorically mean? Deny that Mr. Kraft engaged in any illegal activity. Because it is a judicial matter, we will not be commenting further. Okay, so let me say something. I'm not saying what he's doing is right. I have a few things about prostitution. Number one, I feel that prostitution should be legal. If someone wants to exchange,
I agree,
sexual favors for money, I don't think there should be a problem with it.
Yeah, that's their body. They can do whatever they want to do.
In some countries like Germany, it's legal. Right? I believe the prostitutes pay taxes. They calculate their earnings.
How about in Dominican Republic? You know, Dominican Republic.
It's legal.
They do it all the time. That's just the way people...
Is it legal, John?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I mean, they do it all the time here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's legal. I can't say.
Okay. So they do it all the time here. I mean, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, I think it should be legal across the planet.
I agree.
The only reason that it's not legal is because they haven't figured out how to tax it. So whenever they can't get a piece of the money, it has to be illegal. They figured out how to tax marijuana, and they're creating a system to tax it. Mm-hmm. So now they can legalize it when there's people in jail right now for selling it. But they're going to legalize it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what's illegal and legal is based on who is in control and who has power. And white men, the imperial power of the planet, of the United States of America. For instance, Oxycontin, there's drugs that has opium in it, opiates. And these pharmaceutical companies sell it. And there's more people that die from prescription. And prescription, the whole opiate crisis started from Oxycontin and the opiates that is in the prescribed medicine. That's how the heroin had a comeback.
Right, exactly.
Those guys don't go to jail. It's legal. Why? Because they can tax it. They can legislate it.
Yeah.
But it kills more people than actual heroin does. And it leads the people to heroin. So it's all about who makes the laws and who can, a financial system. So, now with that being said, I don't think it should be illegal. Now, when it comes to people being trafficking,
that's definitely different.
And so you're supporting their pimps, you're supporting, the people because, and that's my thing with these Asians. Like, I think where I get my nails done, I was starting to think, man, I was like looking at the people, none of their nails are done, and you work in a nail salon. Their clothes.
Yo, you peep that.
And the girl Cindy does my nails, and I'm like, and they all come together every day, and they leave together. In a van. They don't leave separately. And I'm like, why does she never go off on her own? Why she never, I'm like going to visit my friend.
Somebody picks them up.
The same, they leave in the same van they come in. And I'm like, I wonder, are they fucking like, you know what I'm saying?
Being pimped?
Well, being made to do this. Like, yo, man, your family back in Beijing, we fucking kill them, man. Like, yo, you owe us 10 years of, you know, we got you into this country. You got to work in this shit for 10 years. I don't know, man. I'm just...
Yeah, I mean, you know, they have a way of living. I mean, shoot. For all we know, they could just be going to pray or something. Going to church.
No, he's saying they come into work at the same time, and they go home at the same time, the same way they got there.
Every day.
So now, furthermore, thinking about that, just that process, are they all leaving the same house and getting in there? Or are they all getting picked up from different places?
Right.
Like,
it could be a problem.
But why they never come no other way every day? You get what I'm saying?
If Ling Ling missed the van because she ain't wake up.
Ling Ling?
It's no such thing as not they waking your ass up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I ride late. No, they all come at the same time and they leave at the same time.
So how I know they not being
made to do it?
Right. And so, at the Happy Orchards, if they're in there giving happy endings against their will, that's wrong. But I don't think prostitution. Now, the bigger point about this is, you know, Bob Kraft was very instrumental in getting Meek Mills out of prison. He visited Meek Mills in prison.
Right.
He's one of the main ones that's behind this whole criminal justice reform thing that's going on. He's helping Jay-Z and them out with this whole thing that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the good old boys telling Bob Kraft, hold on, Poppy. Yo, listen, man. You're one of us. You're in the inner circle. But what you're doing, you're stepping out of your bounds, baby. Let's just give Bob a little tap. Because see, they know with each other is doing the wrong stuff that each other does.
Right.
Because they're going to share it.
They're going to share it.
They're going to share that.
Just for stuff like this.
Piece of this?
Mm-hmm.
Just to snap you when it's time to snap you back in line. Yo, you know that little boy, Terrence? Yeah. That plays with your son? Yeah, we know you've been fucking him in the ass. They might have known for 10 years. They just hold on to this stuff just for times like this.
So you thinking this is a way to just take them out?
Not take them out, because this isn't like a really big deal. But this is a way to like, yo, man,
snap them back in line.
This stuff you doing with you hanging out with Meek Mills up in your skybox. And maybe he kind of hangs out with them because they give him access to to girls too. Because he be partying with them. He had on Meek Mill's chain. But Bob Kraft got a chain made.
Yeah, you see how comfortable he was dancing with Cardi.
You saw him dancing with Cardi B.
He was super comfortable.
So you think
it could be a big business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be big business, people, silent partners and all that.
You think they responsible to get him? They getting him some pussy?
They could be. They could be getting him some ass. They could be getting him some
ass. With his status, they don't give a shit how old that nigga is.
Yeah. You know who Bob Kraft is? You ever eat Kraft cheese? You ever eat Kraft cheese?
I didn't even know.
That's Bob Kraft. That's the Kraft
family. That's the Kraft family.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was him. That was the.
I mean, I heard it, but I didn't put two and two together.
The Kraft cheese been out so long, son.
Listen, man, that's old money. Kraft
stud.
What store have you been in and haven't seen Kraft? Just name a store. Just
I'll
name one food store. You can see Kraft mozzarella, Kraft cheddar, Kraft extra mild.
Even in the bodegas, they got the instant macaroni and cheese thing with the
Kraft. He's a part of the fabric of the country. So now, when you get that aligning with black people who are about black agenda, which Meek Mills and Jay-Z and them are, don't get it twisted. Those brothers they really doing some stuff. We was just talking about Rock Nation on the way over here.
Yeah.
How, they're a team. And that's why Dame fucked up. You fucked up, Dame. You got yourself put out the team, man. And Memphis Bleak said he was trying to tell him.
Yeah, but Dame didn't want to be part of that situation no more. Because Dame had.
Yes, he
did.
Dame.
I think with Dame.
Yes, he did.
At one point, at some point, Dame was done. Because Dame felt like Jay kind of backstabbed him. Dame felt like Jay was just listening to everybody because they was trying to take them two apart because of his attitude. Dame has an attitude.
Yeah.
He has an attitude problem. He's rude. He's sick.
He's a smart dude too, though.
But he's a very smart, intelligent dude.
What do you think their relationship is at right now?
Memphis Bleak was on Drink Champs, and he was saying that he was trying to tell Dame what they're saying about him. That people are getting tired of his shenanigans. Yeah. This is before people trying to split them apart.
Before.
People try to split them apart because if I'm Leo, if I'm in some of these organizations and I want to take the next step with you, you can't, before you can take a next step, you gotta, and before a tree can grow or a flower or something, you gotta trim the weeds and stuff around you, clear out so the sunlight can come through.
Yeah.
So before you take a next step, people ain't trying to multi-billion-dollar deals.
Oh, yeah.
And you got fucking Mr. Miserable that's gonna be causing uproars for no reason.
His attitude definitely tarnished his relationship with a lot of.
Yeah. So before I re-lock in with you on a long-term deal with Live Nation and all this different stuff, man, listen, we need to and so Memphis Bleak was saying, yo, dog, I'm around, like, he's Jay's man. I'm sitting with him. I'm around these guys.
Yeah.
I'm coming to you, and then Dame goes off on him.
I mean, he went off on everybody.
No, he goes off on him. He's coming to relay. He's batoning it to him. I'm just carrying a message, man, trying to give you a heads up that if you change now, you still good. I'm telling you, you're good. This is why I'm coming to you.
He just didn't want to listen. I mean, his own brothers don't get along with him.
He said, this is why I'm coming to you, man. I'm just giving you, and then Dame went off on him. Oh, man, y'all motherfuckers, y'all conspiring. No, dog, no. This is the warning of something that don't have to happen.
That's true.
I'm coming to bring it to you so it don't gotta go down. And he kept up. So what I'm saying is, yo, man, Rock Nation, man, they're a conglomerate. And then the powers that be see that and see Bob Kraft and all that. See the criminal justice reform, yo, all right, let's tap Bob on the butt. Wake Bob up.
This is gonna wake him up. This is gonna wake him up.
And they might got some more shit. This is just what we dropped. And if you keep this shit up, bouncing around with the fucking jungle monkeys. This is what you're gonna get. And now we got Zion Williamson.
Damn.
Who I got up for the game. I'm home. I'm watching Duke, North Carolina. And what's so funny is that I heard like the cheapest ticket was like $2,000.
$2,000?
Yeah, like 2,500, 3,000, the cheapest ticket. The highest ticket was like 25,000, 30,000. You got Obama sitting courtside at the game.
Yeah, with the leather jacket on and all that.
Cool with the
members only jacket.
Yeah.
Jeff got one of those jackets.
It's a members only jacket.
Yeah, I got the blue
cool.
one. Jeff got the blue one. And he was cooling. Yo, isn't Obama a cool motherfucker?
He's a cool dude, bro.
Cool dude.
I miss Obama, dog. Damn,
Cool
man.
Dude. Cool dude, man.
Just showing love. He slapping hands like this.
Yeah.
You know, yo, listen, white people, and the people who don't like him and you're for what you're for, I get it. But you gotta admit, man, he does give us some style.
Yeah, man. And he's always appearing and showing his presence in different places, man. And shaking people's hands.
Swag.
Yeah, here you go right here. I'm trying to play this thing, man. Damn.
He's the type of dude, like, during his campaign, you know how the old presidents, they come over to kiss your baby. Everybody holding their baby out like, kiss my baby.
Kiss my baby. I don't see nobody putting babies up for Trump.
The baby started crying.
And so these college kids don't make a dime.
Right.
And okay, people say, all right, but they're getting a free education. All right, well, how much was Zion's education gonna be this year? What, 60,000? Tops 80? How much money did the networks, did Duke make? Just that night to get all their whole game. How much money did ESPN make?
Oh yeah.
All of these cable outlets.
Oh yeah, there was definitely money involved.
So you saying that, and he's not getting his degree.
Right.
To hell with a degree. And a degree don't get you a job. It's just a degree. So he's only playing for 1 year. So you telling me that 60,000 or 80,000 that they're paying for his college tuition,
right,
is worth him risking hurting himself and losing millions of dollars, and you not paying him?
Yeah.
Yo, these kids should be paid, dog.
They should definitely be paid. And you know, Nike stock market value plunged by $1.1 billion after the basketball star Zion Williams shoe breaks.
And I definitely been watching that stock for a minute.
And his foot came right out.
His foot came right out the shoe. It was almost like the shoe was ripped
already. The shoe ripped because the sole was out, the cushion in there, all that. You ever see the commercials where they show you the science of the shoe? You saw the science of that damn shoe. You saw the science of that damn shoe. That's so true. Every piece. The sole, the cushion that's on top of the sole, the cushion that go on top of the cushion for the sole.
I never seen that in the game.
That's not the first time I've seen that. I've seen that before.
Yeah?
You said that happened before.
I've seen that happen before with somebody else's team.
And the sad thing about it is the freshman who is in the draft for the next season, NBA, had to sit out for the rest of the game. And that's the sad part about it. He just had to sit, man. I mean, I know he hurt himself, but this is not what he was looking for. I mean, I'm sure there was people there that was looking at him.
They came to that.
They came to look at him.
For him.
Yo, within the first minute that happened, and it took the air out the whole night.
Yeah, man. Right. It's just sad.
We was in the living room. We was like, yo.
It's just sad, man.
took the air out of the place, and so the question is, and this is what I want to ask y'all. He's only playing 1 year. He's gonna be the first pick in the draft next year. He's gonna make millions of dollars. He's gonna sign a lucrative deal.
He is.
Would you? And I'll start with you. Would you let your son play if that was your son? And if you was representing him, his peoples in his point or whatever, would you let him play the rest of the year, or would you tell him to sit out?
I mean, that's tough.
It's tough. I know.
Because you talk about a lot. You talk about a lot of bread.
He's been training his whole life to this point to play basketball.
I know.
This is not the first time you've been hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you let him? Would you advise him to sit out the rest of the year and just be ready for June? Because June 20th is all that matters, son. The night of the NBA draft. June 20th is all that matters. At Madison Square Garden, baby.
That's a tough question because
man.
He's already gonna be number one if he don't play.
You know what? Okay. Yeah. I would have to say yeah. I have to take him out. I have to take him out. I have to take him out.
What would you do?
I'll take him out.
You would let him play?
I wouldn't let him play.
Yeah, I don't know if I would either.
I wouldn't let him play.
Yeah.
Now the only thing is,
but what happens if he?
What if, as the tournaments start the rest of the year, and then March Madness comes around, and R.J. Barrett and J.A. Durant and all of these other kids really shine, and then people go, well, is Zion healthy? You know what? I'm going to take R.J. Barrett first.
So you're saying that...
And then he fuck around. See, that's the risk.
There's a risk here.
Because you showcase yourself in the ACC tournaments and all of the different tournaments leading up to March Madness. Mm-hmm. And then during March Madness, that's where you showcase yourself. Really.
Well, I think either way,
he's going to go.
He's going to go. Now, I don't even know. Say
but there's a difference in 1 and 5, dog.
Right. But look, did Kobe go first round?
Did Kobe go first?
I don't think Kobe went first round.
No, Kobe went first round.
round.
Yeah. Kobe was like, I could look it up, but Kobe.
What I'm saying is,
Kobe was like number 2 or 3 or something.
Look at his progression from when he came in to the end of his career. So you can't let that situation determine.
That's true.
How because you still got an opportunity, you still got that drive. Even if you don't go first, I'm saying, you know your potential. You worked all this time to get to this point.
Right.
Now it's time to turn it up even more. So even if you don't go first,
that's true.
Get your ass on that court and ball out.
I know, but there's a difference.
It is
monetarily.
It is.
In where you're drafted.
Even in history too. As the history builds up too, people always reference, those round picks. You know what I'm saying? Like when Wade came in and Carmelo came in, and you know what I'm saying, they all came in the same class. But look where everybody is right now. You know what I'm saying? Name the other guys who were in that draft.
Yeah, Kobe was the 13th pick.
13th pick.
13th pick?
That's what I'm saying. So
really? Damn.
That's what I'm saying. So you still have an opportunity to shine, but that is a great part of history, being picked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That says a lot about your career. That says a lot about what they're gonna put around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was drafted 13,
right?
But he was coming from Italy. So Allen Iverson was first, Marcus Camby, Sharif Abdul-Mahid, Raheem, Stephon Marbury, Ray Allen, Antoine Walker. So and then he was drafted, but he was coming from, he was coming from Italy,
right?
And he was coming straight out of high school,
right?
And he wound up becoming Kobe. I get what you're saying,
right? That's what you're saying. That's What I'm saying with your scenario, though. That's what I'm saying with your scenario. I would be heartbroken too, and I'm sure Kobe was too, not being picked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That gave him that kind of drive, though.
But Kobe wasn't expected to be Kobe was still unsure. It was unsure because he didn't play over here.
Right.
Now he played for Lower Merion High School and I think Jersey for the last 2 years or whatever it was, but he wasn't like Zion. Zion is like, this kid is major right now.
Yeah.
And so this is a tough call.
It's tough.
It's a tough call, man.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
And I just hope the brothers are right. I hope the Knicks get them. I hope we get number one. But listen, we'll see.
And I hope going forward, your shoe game, is up to par, because I don't want to see the science of your sneaker live in the game no more.
I wonder what he gonna wear next. Yo, Puma came out. Puma said that wouldn't happen. That's what Puma said. Yo, Puma fucked up. Yo, but I mean, this is war. I get it.
Yeah.
Puma came out and delivered a statement.
Now Puma, you better make that next sneaker.
What he's gonna wear next? That's a good question.
I don't know.
Reebok.
We're gonna see if he K-Swiss. K-Swiss. The old fucking Converse.
Still about to bring back ponies.
On a good note, this ain't drama, right?
Yeah, we're gonna end the show on a good note, man.
This ain't drama. Queen Latifah coming home to Newark to redevelop the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Which is dope. Rapper and actress Queen Latifah is making a major investment in housing development in Newark, which is New Jersey. The city where she was born at. City planners have approved plans for 76 townhomes to be built on 18 lots off of Springfield Avenue, which is not Queens, is in Newark,
right
near South 17th Street, and that's the city where she was born at and raised at. 16 of the units will be affordable housing. Latifah's doing her thing, man.
That's dope.
That's dope.
Good job, man. You see, you could come back and invest. It don't cost a lot.
Yeah.
You get some investors, you lock in with the local agencies, man, and you can make it happen. And Newark needs it. Shout out to her.
Shout out
we
to her.
need more of that.
Yeah, we need more of that. And, there's a lot of, entertainers, actors that do this, but for some reason, they want to keep things quiet.
No, they don't necessarily. You said that before. They don't necessarily do stuff like that.
They don't do stuff like
you
this.
Can't keep that quiet. They do other stuff like 200,000 to the local boys and girls club. Forget that, because part of that fucking the bonus to the president of the Boys and Girls, they get that. It goes to salaries, man. I don't want to hear people do a lot of, and I'm not getting at you.
That's true.
I'm saying they say that they give to these organizations, and you should see the salaries for some of these executives on those organizations. No,
it's write it off.
Right?
Yeah,
fuck
write it off.
that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear. I need to know what you do. Forget all this silent. I do it, and I don't want publicity. No. Get publicity.
Yeah, this is dope.
We need it. You know what I'm saying, Jeff? I'm not getting.
I do agree.
We need too much in our community. Right. Yeah. We're suffering so much. We don't need the silent fucking. We don't need no quiet shit.
Yeah. No, tell me, inspire me.
Yeah.
Inspire to aspire.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah.
The white community can do that. People, rich white people from Dix Hills and stuff like that, when they give to the church and give out here, they want to be anonymous. Why? Because their communities don't. In Glen Cove, they don't need as much.
Right.
So they can be silent.
These communities right here, they need a lot.
We need a lot. All of us.
And think about this too. It's still February, so Black History Month, right?
Right.
We still need things to put into our history.
Exactly.
Right.
We need to know that. We need these names.
Yeah.
We need to know. I want to tell my kids, you could be this and come back and do it because such and such did it.
Right.
And they're gonna know who you are.
Right.
As time goes on, these kids are not gonna know or hear about the old Malcolm X and all. You know what I'm saying? They're not hear about that no more. They need to hear
newer
why
stuff.
So far in history do I have to learn and hear about that stuff?
Right.
Why can't it be more recent to me?
And some of those people, they give because they have investments and some in your investment portfolio,
you
have to donate to charitable in order to qualify to become an owner at this hotel or to that and that. So some of that is just about their portfolio. Right. So when they say, hey, I give and I don't say much, I just give and keep it quiet. No, that's because you have to get to where,
Some of that stuff
I know the business game.
Ignorance too. If they know that they have to do that kind of stuff and they just let it keep going, you know what I'm saying? Without saying, you know what I mean, that I've done this, I've done that. Like just to have that in there and just keep going.
Yeah, but that's a point that you made up too. You know, with we need to know this. You know, this is supposed to be our history.
Yeah. You know, that's gonna be in our
and that's major. And you can't even keep that quiet if you want to. See, if you can keep something quiet, you didn't do it.
You didn't do it, right?
How's LeBron James gonna keep his school quiet that he opened? How you gonna keep it quiet?
Yeah, people
I'm gonna open a school. You know, thousands of kids are gonna come to the school and they get a free college from Akron, and the requirements is you have to be from low income in order to get in. How you keeping that quiet?
How? The same thing with Puff when he did it.
How you gonna keep it quiet? If you can keep it quiet, it ain't big enough.
Right.
And I you know what? I ain't even considering it. So from now on this show, we ain't saying no more. A lot of people do, and they just don't. And they keep it quiet. No, it ain't big enough.
Akon is doing some
keeping it quiet. We're not talking about it. We want to keep it quiet.
Yeah, because we got too many fucking needs. Our people is dying out there, man.
Yeah.
Our people's living in slums, son.
That's a fact.
Don't have shit. Black people are fucked up, man.
That's definitely a fact.
And I need this from Latifah, man.
How about Akon? Akon doing some real good stuff too.
Big up to Akon.
Well, we was debating about this in the gym, and this is what we're closing the show with. So I mentioned I was talking to this brother from Africa. Shout out to Yinka. I bought up one of his Africa hats, brother from Ghana.
Oh, yeah.
Dope brother's cool. We was talking, and the brother's like, so he has me reading this book. I'm listening to the audio book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman, and I request that book. I'm listening. I'm doing audio books now because I don't have the time as much to sit and read. So I just listen, work out, driving. So I'm doing the audio books. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm starting reading the book because of Yinka. Because I mentioned this to Yinka, and he was like, bunch of bullshit. He getting his money from the Chinese, and the Chinese is the new imperial power in Africa.
Oh, wow.
He just took. So but this ain't Yinka's show. This is my show. So shout out to you. I'm gonna look more into it. Akon wants to use blockchain and his cryptocurrency, a coin. That's what he's calling, which is dope. Akon, a coin, to fuel a new ecosystem in Africa. I tend to think. Let me read some of this, and then we're going to talk. Blockchain is no longer the province of tech nerds. A string of celebrities from Paris Hilton, Ghostface Killers have moved to capitalize on booming technology. And the latest is Akon, a 5-time Grammy-nominated R&B singer turned philanthropist. He announced a coin, pun intended, a mobile-friendly cryptocurrency designed to fuel a coin ecosystem. To target market Africa, the Missouri-born Akon is of Senegalese descent and wants to help young developers on the continent who are unable to reach their potential amid corrupt governments, soaring inflation, and digital divide. A coin, he says, will provide a platform for entrepreneurs to create, market, monetize their own decentralized application or DApps, and his cryptocurrency could surmount a key challenge for doing business in a fragmented economy. 54 currencies for 54 nations. There's a whole lot to get into with that. Me and Mona was talking about it. We're really gonna get into it and break it down on Monday because there's a lot with it.
Right.
First of all, Africa needs to come together and get a centralized dollar. 54 currencies, 54 countries, that's not doing it. Because the money don't carry over.
Exactly.
Someone won. We need to get $1. Number two, this is why outside powers can come in and influence things, because the unity that needs to be there economically isn't there.
Right.
Number three, I still think that you have to have partnerships and alliances, but I understand that Africa needs to be independent. Number four, the NBA over All-Star Weekend just announced the ABA, the African Basketball Association. I got mixed feelings about that because I'm like, why can't the African countries just do it themselves? Right. So now the NBA is starting an NBA in Africa, which I got mixed feelings about that.
Right. They should be starting it by themselves, yeah.
But I think NBA has the you say the word platform. Yeah. They have the infrastructure.
Right. They have the format
to send it more global with the networks and everything. Then the African countries trying to start it and do it themselves. Yeah. If they can figure out how it could be a partnership opposed to the NBA just running it. But I'm talking to the brother Yankee. He's like, nope, that ain't gonna happen like that. That ain't how America rolls, brother. Stop being so, and he's just so dark and gloomy. But you know, it's just like, no, we gotta do it. And I get what he's saying, but I think also that you gotta have alliances to survive on the global stage.
And they don't have it. You know, they don't have it. Not saying that they can't develop it, but it's going to take time to develop.
I mean, there had to be, if they're taking it to Africa, there had to be a conversation with somebody there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So if you could take it to them in conversation and they understand what's going on, then they probably could have did it themselves. Because you're going to put people in position. You're not going to bring somebody from here and move them there and put them on the TV screens and stuff like that. You're going to have Africa do that. So there has to be people there that already know what they're going to do, what their roles are going to be. So it's not like, and this is just me thinking, it's not like they're coming over and running a course on this is how you're going to do this. They already know. Yo, this is a good idea because you guys can do this because you guys already know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that wasn't the case, then you would hear conversations about them going over and actually teaching them or showing Africa how to do the NBA. Right. That don't sound like that.
Yeah, there's leagues over, there's games over there, there's teams and stuff over there. We gonna delve into it more next show, man, because there's so much there.
It's a lot. It's definitely
and we'll be here another, But listen, shout out to Queen Latifah. Shout out to Akon. Akon, keep putting your best foot forward. Akon. I know providing change isn't always easy. Sometimes you gotta make relationships that you don't want to make. I don't know all the facts, but I know your heart, it seems like your heart intention in the right place. And so our heart intentions here on the show is in the right place.
That's right.
And listen, man, another great episode, conversation with Malik. I'm here with my co-host with the most.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you continue to like, subscribe, hit the bing button.
Hit us with a comment.
Please hit us with a comment. If you have any advice, anything that you feel about the show, hit us up. Check out our other show, Malik and the Family with the new team, Malik, Jeff, and Mona.
That's right.
Okay, we there and we talk about a lot of great things, and we got more interviews coming up. And so please continue to support us. And remember, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Peace.
That's right.